Hello everyone, and welcome to Hyperanalyzing LCS, the series where I discuss the biggest moments from the LCS and give attention to the tiniest details that can decide the outcome of a game. This week I will look at some plays from the second week of the 2022 LCS Summer Split Playoffs. TSM outplayed FlyQuest in this 4v5 with Maple picking up a QUADRA kill.
Meanwhile, 1-3-1 attempt here. The split push for Solo gets all the way up to the tower. Defense is arriving for FlyQuest to support Philip. But the tower is already gone. The map is open.
Oh, and they're going for it. Double teleports coming in. Hozo de Oro goes down, though. There's too much distance between he and the rest of the team upon them joining. So TSM get the pick. Another dive up here. Chime is here as well. Philip burned on down. They're all thrown out as the last attempt. But Maple putting in effect. A nice throw into the wall. The multi-scotch going through for TSM. They get themselves the bot lane.
TSM sent 3 people to the bot lane to take the outer turret. After the turret falls, Jose Diodo and Philip step forward to engage, but this immediately gets turned around by Spica, who knocks up both with Cyclone, which also interrupts Philip's hookshot. Cyclone gets followed up by the quickness and grand entrance from Chime into the second charge of Cyclone, and Jose Diodo dies before the CC chain ends. Both mid laners teleport into the play, but FlyQuest already wants to back out of the fight despite having even numbers as Tactical continues to push the mid lane. Chime takes a couple of steps forward, which actually lets Philip build some distance with Hextech Ultimatum, and Philip is able to walk away. Johnson's Moonlight Vigil misses everyone, and TSM makes the call to chase down the rest of FlyQuest. Chime flashes forward to hit both Afromu and Johnson with Grand Entrance, and Maple flashes around them to snipe Takui with a chain, dragging himself into the FlyQuest backline. Maple also uses Hijack to steal Camille's Hextech Ultimatum, and he uses it to secure the kill against Philip while also getting himself away from Shockwave. Maple then uses Zhonya's Hourglass to stay alive, and Solo has built just enough rage to transform into Mega Gnar. As he does, Solo hops forward and bounces off of Johnson's recently placed sentry turret, bringing Solo all the way into the entire FlyQuest team. Despite Johnson's attempts to Gale Force away, Solo is able to sweep back all 3 remaining enemies with the Gnar ult, stunning 2 of them against the wall. Solo then stuns all 3 with Wallop, and they all take huge damage from the follow-up Boulder Toss and Chain Lash. Maple quickly finishes off 2 kills with a couple of passive empowered auto attacks, and although Johnson flashes away, another long-range chain takes him down, giving Maple the QUADRA kill. Stixxay picked up the first pentakill of his LCS career in Game 2 against CLG.
And this Red Bull Baron power play, really solid. 3,100 gold as the wave falls. Going for a little bit more, tackle back to Dokla, interrupting him, killing him. Stixxay is already legendary. River starts it up again. He's running so low on health, and he does get shuffled down. Palafox shoves him in, but there's nothing else to do. In his eyes are the QUADRA kill, in his eyes are the pentakill, and Stixxay, you better not steal this, and he takes down all 5.
Before the fight even starts, Stixxay is already below half health, having been hit by Luger's Boomerang Blade and some big ricochet attacks. The fight starts as Blaze Olive hits Dokla with Seismic Shove and Unraveled Earth, removing half of Dokla's health. Heroic Charge doesn't quite connect with the wall, so Dokla is able to flash away, but he is still just within range to be hit by Stixxay's Lightning Crash, which is huge because if Lightning Crash doesn't hit a champion, Stixxay won't get any bonus damage, attack speed, or movement speed from overcharged stacks in this fight. Licorice's steadfast presence stops Dokla from dashing away, and Stixxay claims the first kill of the fight. River then uses Cataclysm on Poom, who cannot get away with his flash on cooldown. The Cataclysm also provides a wall to empower Stixxay's Ultra Shock Laser, and as the rest of CLG step forward to hit River, they line up so that all 4 of them get hit by that Ultra Shock Laser, which takes down Poom for the second kill. Palafox dives in and flashes for a big Emperor's Divide, but with Stixxay flashing forward, he gets far enough away that he does not get hit by it, allowing him to then kite away from contracts. Despite Luger having flash available, Blaze Olive hits him with a big Seismic Shove and Unraveled Earth combo, stunning Luger and bringing him to a sliver of health. The shove also moves Luger towards Stixxay, who steps forward to take down Luger just barely before Blaze Olive would have claimed the kill. Licorice stuns Contracts against the wall, and Stixxay backs away to chase down Palafox while Contracts gets revived by Guardian Angel. Between the overcharge stacks, Ghost, and a polymorph from Ole, Stixxay has no problem chasing down Palafox for the 4th kill, and he makes it back to Contracts before he finishes resurrecting. The rest of the Golden Guardians mostly leave Contracts alone to let Stixxay claim the final kill and his first ever LCS pentakill. BERSERKER got a QUADRA kill in this big fight against Evil Geniuses.
Pretty good right here. Well, he got another attempt here by Blabber, looking at Inspired. Smite fight! Hey, this one goes to Inspired, and over the wall is Blabber, who's got his own flash, but Blabber's having to take this one. Gets a shield from his teammate, and now ults in, wants it, has to go back out. His ult's gonna time out in a second, and here's Vulcan buying a lot of space. Blabber is gonna be handshaken, he's gonna be revived. Everything pushed onto him. And how about round 2, though? Is it going to be enough? The Charm lands, stopwatch. BERSERKER's attacking. Zen can't land on his target. Back in they go. Inspired will just barely live. First blood through for Impact. Oh, Vulcan kiting away. Vulcan stays alive. A double kill for Impact, and he's going for more. He's last out though. It's gonna be a dead Danny. Berserker not stunned to get one back out of Impact. He's gonna find his own goal. Jojo misses the charm, and it's going to be another kill. 4 in a row for Berserker.
This play starts with Inspired attempting to steal the enemy red buff, which he does get, but Blabber races him to the blast cone and is able to follow him over the wall into the dragon pit. Inspired uses Cyclone to buy time and re-engages onto Blabber when more EG players arrive. Blabber pops Ragnarok to chase down Danny, but Danny is too fast with On the Hunt and Ghost, so Blabber quickly turns away and runs back toward the rest of his team. Fudge teleports to a ward behind EG just before that ward expires and attempts to dive onto Danny, but Danny is ready for this and uses Spell Shield to block Glacial Prison before flashing away from Blabber and Fudge. Blabber stays alive thanks to bailout from Sven, and he also receives the Chrono Shift from Jensen. After the Zillion ult revives him, Blabber also uses Stopwatch to buy even more time. Meanwhile, Vulcan briefly tries to disrupt C9's backline, and it is worth noting that Berserker uses Lightning Crash here as he is able to stay in combat and continue stacking Overcharge for the next 30 seconds. Impact uses his teleport to flank C9, but with the rest of EG kiting away from Blabber and Fudge, Impact is left in a 1v3. He is able to stay fairly healthy, dodging some attacks due to his counter strike, but he has to back away, letting C9 get into the river before him. EG is able to survive C9's engage between Jojopune dashing away with Spirit Rush and Inspired having some good jukes with his clone before using his flash to escape. Impact is now able to join the fight in the river and he flashes in to jump onto Blabber, taking him down for the first kill of the entire game as the clock hits 20 minutes. EG then turn their attention to Fudge, who Impact kills for the double kill. Meanwhile, Berserker flashes further into the Dragon Pit as Vulcan attempts to engage, and instead Vulcan uses his headbutt to knock Berserker out of the fight. However, Berserker still has Spark Surge if he wants to dash back through the wall, and with many low health bars for EG, Berserker feels confident despite being down 2 players. Berserker re-enters the fight critically without losing his overcharge status, and Jojopune has to use Stopwatch to stay alive. Sven casts Bailout to give Berserker the boost to his movement speed and attack speed, and Berserker is able to get close enough to take down Danny, who spell shields a tiny bit too late to avoid Berserker's fully charged attack. Impact jumps to Berserker before casting Counter Strike, but Impact briefly stops moving to hit Berserker with an auto attack, and with the movement speed boost from Berserker's overcharge stacks and Sven's Bailout, Berserker is barely able to get far enough away from Impact to avoid getting stunned. A double bomb from Jensen then stuns Impact, and Berserker is able to take down Impact for the second kill. Inspired falls quickly after that, and it is easy for Berserker to chase down Jojopune for the QUADRA kill and a big win for C9 in this pivotal teamfight. Closers Lee Sin dominated Game 5 between 100 Thieves and Team Liquid, starting with this big kick.
The Dragon is still contestable.
100 Thieves just trying to zone him out. Don't let him in, but I don't think Team Liquid are going to do anything other than barge straight through the front. Someday on a little bit of a flank. The Dragon is low. Are we going to try and go for a smite steal? What's the play for Team Liquid? Dragon's there. It's loose. It's getting it low, but there's the shield on the closer. Going to go into stasis. Hui almost died. Out of the ulti from MF, but Santorin's low as well. That should be Dragon. Closer trying to make a big play. Finds Hansama. Abadaga's going to get him. And 100 Thieves. They get what they want, but can they get out safely? FBI cleanse flash away. Abadaga going absolutely off. Santorin dead. And Someday now behind his teammates. Bwippa, you cannot fight this.
100 Thieves start up what would be their third dragon of the game, although TL does have a slight gold lead. TL want to fight for the dragon, which means they have to walk past Someday, giving him a good flank angle. QuaDRA starts the fight, landing Zenith Blade on Closer, then stunning him with Shield of Daybreak. Bwippa continues this stun with Ruthless Predator, and Hansama opens up bullet time. Abadaga uses a stolen Solar Flare to stop Hansama from channeling bullet time, but still, Closer avoids a lot of damage by using Stopwatch, and Hui just barely survives thanks to a shield from FBI's Dawning Shadow. After the initial engage, QuaDRA flashes away to dodge both the Senna and Seraphine ultimates, but Bwippa does get charmed. This is when Someday commits to the fight, engaging onto Bwippa and doing a lot of damage to both Bwippa and QuaDRA, pushing TL back. Santorin uses Heartbreaker forward, actually jumping over the Seraphine ult, but this puts him in the front line when the fight starts to turn in favor of 100 Thieves, so Santorin has to flash away. However, before he flashes, FBI tags him with Last Embrace, which roots Santorin and also Hansama. Abadaga follows up by dashing forward and using Everfrost to root Santorin again. This route means Closer is essentially guaranteed to hit Santorin with the critical Sonic Wave. As all 5 TL players run away, Closer uses that Sonic Wave to dive forward towards Santorin with Resonating Strike. Closer has identified that Hansama, who has 3 of his team's 5 kills, is the main threat on TL, and he slightly redirects his dash with a Warthog to get next to Hansama before very quickly casting Dragon's Rage. Closer then flashes to redirect the kick, sending Hansama into the rest of 100 Thieves. The rest of TL continue to run out of the river, but now towards Closer, who they are able to take down. Hansama flashes over the wall, but Abadaga follows with his own flash and claims the kill. Santorin, who has now transformed into Lee Sin himself, hits Sonic Wave on Abbedagge and dives in, but Abbedagge outplays Santorin, dashing upward before immediately using Kingslayer back to Santorin, causing Santorin to miss Heartbreaker. This allows Abbedagge to easily turn back onto Santorin with the second part of his E and finish off a second kill with help from Sunday, who also finished the dragon while this fight was happening. With this play, 100 Thieves put themselves on Soul Point and start to turn this game in their favor. Just over 5 minutes later, Closer landed another huge kick on Hansama in this play.
Someday is hiding in the pit, by the way. Is going to get spotted by the Comet. Does get out, but now Abbedagge maybe looking, gets the Soul Flare, probably was running out. Doesn't have a chance to hijack again for a little bit. But Someday again is just pincering them off, but can Team Liquid rush the other four? QUADRA eats a straight W out of center.
100 Thieves have got control of the dragon now, though.
Oh, Closer's done it again! Hansama kicked into the back of the team! Abbedagge on a killing spree as 100 Thieves! Closer again has found the angle! How does he do it?
Both teams once again contest the dragon, this time with 100 Thieves on Soul Point. After a long standoff, Abbedagge's stolen Solar Flare is about to time out, so he will not be able to use it in response to bullet time as he had previously. Instead, Abbedagge attempts to use Solar Flare to engage, but Bjergsen is able to dash away from the stun. As the standoff continues, FBI roots QUADRA with Last Embrace, and just like in the previous play, Closer uses the root to easily land the critical Sonic Wave. Closer then uses Resonating Strike to dive towards QUADRA and uses that same Ward Hop Kick Flash combo to knock Hansama into the 100 Thieves team. The follow-up Seraphine ult just misses Hansama, but again, much like the previous play, Hansama's attempt to flash over the wall gets followed by Abbedagge, although this time Abbedagge doesn't even have to use his own flash to do so. Abbedagge finishes the kill as both junglers jump over the wall as well. Bjergsen's Emperor's Divide shoves Closer back into the river, but Abbedagge has a well-timed stasis to both save his life and avoid being shoved away by the Azure ultimate. Someday then flashes over the wall and lands a huge knockup on both Bjergsen and Santorin just before Abbedagge exits stasis. Abbedagge flashes past Santorin to kill Bjergsen with Kingslayer first before turning to take down Santorin as well. This leaves Bwipo alone and surrounded by the Thieves, and Abbedagge dashes back into the river to claim that kill as well, picking up the Quadra kill. Closer's huge kicks against Hansama would prove to be the pivotal plays in 100 Thieves' Game 5 win, defeating Team Liquid and securing their spot at Worlds. Thank you for watching Hyperanalyzing LCS. Hit subscribe and come back next week for my analysis of Week 3 of the LCS Playoffs.